It was Christmas Eve in the small snow-covered town of Pine Hollow. The Anderson kids, 11-year-old Tommy, 9-year-old Sarah, and 7-year-old Lily, were buzzing with excitement as they helped their dad finish decorating the Christmas tree. Strings of lights flickered softly, casting warm shadows across the living room. Their mom had gone to bed early, leaving the three kids and their dad in a cocoon of holiday magic. "Dad, why do we even hang ornaments?" Tommy asked, holding up a glittering red bauble. Their father, a tall man with a mischievous glint in his eye, leaned back in his chair and stroked his beard. "You really want to know?" he asked, his voice dropping into a tone just above a whisper. The kids nodded eagerly, their curiosity outweighing their unease. "Well, a long time ago," he began, "before Santa brought gifts and cheer, there was another visitor during Christmas, Krampus." The kids exchanged skeptical glances, but their dad continued. "Krampus didn't come to reward good children. He came for the bad ones, those who lied, stole, or disrespected their parents. Instead of coal, Krampus would snatch them from their homes. He'd drag them to his lair, where he'd strip their souls from their bodies and trap them in ornaments." He pointed to the bauble in Tommy's hand. "Just like that one." Sarah shivered, clutching her stuffed reindeer closer. "What happened to their bodies?" "The bodies?" Their dad grinned darkly. "Oh, Krampus would devour them, piece by piece. He'd sit by his roaring fire, laughing while the children's screams echoed from inside the ornaments. And you know what the worst part is?" "What?" whispered Lily, her eyes wide as saucers. "He still does it to this day," their dad said, his voice low. "So if you're awake when he comes, he might take you too." The kids stared at their dad, a mix of fear and disbelief on their faces. "You're just trying to scare us," Tommy scoffed, though his voice wavered. "Maybe," their dad said with a shrug, "but you'd better stay in bed tonight, just in case." The kids were restless after their dad left for bed. "That was such a dumb story," Tommy whispered, though his eyes kept darting to the glowing tree. "It's not real," Sarah said, though she clung tightly to Lily. "Right?" "I want to see Santa," Lily piped up, her childish determination shining through her fear. Tommy nodded, emboldened by his sister's bravery. "Yeah, let's stay up and catch him in the act. Santa's real, and Dad's just trying to freak us out." The three huddled together on the couch, determined to stay awake. Hours ticked by as the house grew still, and the snowstorm outside intensified, rattling the windows. Just as their eyelids began to droop, the clock struck midnight. A loud thud echoed from the roof. "Santa!" Lily whispered excitedly, her face lighting up. But the sound that followed wasn't the cheerful clatter of reindeer hooves. It was heavier, deliberate, like the stomp of a massive creature. "What was that?" Sarah asked, her voice trembling. The fireplace suddenly flared to life, the flames burning an unnatural green. The air grew icy, and a low, guttural chuckle filled the room. From the shadows emerged a towering figure, half goat, half demon, with curling horns and glowing red eyes. Krampus. His chains rattled as he moved, and his clawed hands clutched a sack that squirmed and writhed as if something inside was alive. "I see you didn't listen," Krampus growled, his voice like gravel scraping over stone. "You should have stayed in bed." The kids screamed and scrambled to run, but Krampus moved impossibly fast. He grabbed Tommy first, lifting him effortlessly into the air. "Let's make you an ornament," Krampus hissed, opening his sack. A dark, swirling mist poured out, and Tommy's screams cut off as his body went limp. Moments later, a small glassy bauble appeared in Krampus's hand. Tommy's terrified face frozen inside. Sarah and Lily tried to hide, but Krampus found them easily. Sarah sobbed as the same fate befell her, her cries echoing from a shimmering silver ornament. Lily, the youngest, clutched her stuffed reindeer as Krampus loomed over her. "Please," she whispered, tears streaming down her face. Krampus tilted his head, his grin widening. "Naughty or nice, it doesn't matter tonight." And with that, Lily's world went dark. The next morning, the Anderson parents awoke to a silent house. The tree stood eerily still, its ornaments gleaming in the morning light. But if you looked closely, you could see 3 tiny faces trapped inside the baubles, their eyes wide with eternal fear. And somewhere in the distance, carried by the wind, came the faint, chilling laughter of Krampus.